Hello everyone, it's Dove here. So I was recently asked by one of my subscribers what kind of equipment I use when I'm filming and making my videos and everything. So I thought I would do like a little series of videos just going over the equipment, and then also he was wondering, he's not very tech savvy or anything, so I thought I would go over how I get videos from my cameras onto my laptop. He is currently working with an older phone like I am. His is an Android, and mine's an iPhone, but mine's a iPhone 6, which is basically a dinosaur. It is limited to 32 gig of memory, and I can't expand it. And his is an old Android, and so he also, like me, would not be able to do all of his work here on the smartphone, because some people do. They film on their smartphone and then they edit on it, and they also upload it to YouTube, straight from their smartphone. But I find that hard to do, and I don't really like working on my smartphone with video or anything. I've been using laptops for years and years, and I just much prefer to use my laptop. I do actually film some things on here, but basically the only thing I'm filming at this point is time lapse for my build videos and everything, and then I also use this when I'm filming my exercise dance videos. I have this bracket. It's a Ulanzi, and I can fit my phone right in there, and it tightens down on it, and the phone sits sideways because when you're making videos, unless you're doing a YouTube short, or sorry about the lighting, I'm not gonna be able to, I've got that, my lighting's so bad in here that I have to use that as a extra light. But basically, unless you're making a YouTube short or like a TikTok video or whatever, let's see if I can show you. Like, there's the video, and you can see right there the timer is up at the top. That means that you're in like the mode that you would use to make a shorts video on YouTube or a TikTok video. And so when you are God, sorry about that light. So when you're making a YouTube video, a normal YouTube video, you want to turn your phone to the side and see how that the timer turned and went to the top. That's how you know that you're in the right mode, because otherwise, like that, you're gonna be making like a shorts video or whatever. I'm really sorry about the lighting. This is really bad. So I use that just for my exercise videos, and then it also has the time lapse. And so when I'm doing like construction work, when I'm showing you stuff that on my build for the rig, I sometimes use that time lapse video, which there is no audio. When you do a time lapse or a slow-mo, there's no audio. But obviously when you have it on regular video, it does have audio. And so I just take like thumbnail pictures and stuff with that. Otherwise, and I use my Google Maps and stuff, but other than that, I really, I have apps and everything, but I don't use that for much because the memory is so low. But I can attach it just like that to my little, it's not a tripod, it's actually a clamp, and I can clamp it to that table over there, and then here at the end, that 1/4 screw goes into that, and so it's just like that, and then I have my phone in there. And then when I was using it without this camera, I'm actually filming on my Canon right now, which was gifted to me. But before I got this Canon, when I was filming exclusively on my phone, I got this Rode mic, which cuts down on the wind, but it makes a little bit of a ticking noise when I have it plugged in, And another reason why I can't just use my phone is because the microphone in this cheap iPhone 6, it's not very good when I'm just making a regular video without that high volume sound during my exercise videos. You can tell that there is my voice will go higher and lower and higher and lower, and that's not me doing it, it's the actual microphone in this iPhone 6. And when I plug this in, instead of it doing that, it has this really annoying ticking sound. And so even this expensive thing, it wasn't really, not really worth it unless I'm in an emergency, and because I cannot plug in a microphone to the Canon, and so I can only use this on here. So I guess if it was really super windy and I wanted to make sure that I had no wind noise or very little wind noise, I would just go ahead and start filming on this and plug in my Rode mic with the little fuzzy here, because it normally doesn't have the fuzzy on it. It comes with the fuzzy, but underneath there is the actual microphone. And then I'm also using a tripod. My Canon is on my tripod right now. And so here in a few, I'm going to stop this film and I'm going to start filming on this so that I can show you the camera that I'm on. It's just a regular point and shoot, and you should be able to hear the difference in sound, and you'll probably be able to hear the ticking sound as well. And so this is the cable that came with my iPhone 6. This is how I upload onto my computer. And so I just go, straight into my USB ports on this computer here. This is my old one. It's got 3 USB-A ports, and it has a USB-C port, but I've actually never used that. I don't have anything that takes USB-C right now. And so I think right now I'll go ahead and stop this and start filming on here and show you the camera that I'm using right now. So hold on. Alright, so now I'm filming on my iPhone 6, and you should be able to hear a difference in the sound, and probably the picture is going to look a little bit different too, because the zoom is a little bit different on this one. So this is the Canon that I use right now. This was given to me, and they don't actually make this model anymore. This is, let's see if it'll focus, the SX740 HS. It's not really focusing. This has been retired, and so now the next one up that you can buy at Amazon or wherever is the 740. And so I will leave a link for the 740 model in the description box so that you can find it. The 740 would be, this is $400 right now, and it has a 40x zoom. You probably can't see that. Sorry about the horrible lighting. But it is pretty good for like nature photography and stuff. It has a nice zoom there. And this is really nice because you can see the screen back here, or you can flip it up so that when you're filming yourself, so I like that flip up screen so that when you're trying to film yourself, you can actually see what you're doing. I had an older camera that did not have that feature, and so that's pretty nice. This is the tripod. This is really just a very cheap Manfrotto tripod. It's kind of, the button on it is really stiff, and it doesn't really want to play nice or anything. And so sometimes, most of the time, I just kind of manually move the camera instead of trying to release it with that button, because you're supposed to be able to push that in and have that move around freely, and then it should lock into place. But it, this was only like $10 or $15, so it's not that great of a tripod, but it's what I have to work with now. And this isn't bad. It doesn't have a place for an external mic to plug into. That's the microphone right there, that long silver thing right there, that's the microphone. And it doesn't do too awfully bad, except for when it's really windy. I mean, you can hear the wind, but it does sound like a muffled wind, so it's not too awfully bad. And you can get cheaper cameras and they would work just fine, but this is what was given to me, and I'm very appreciative for it because it's a lot better than the older one that I had. So when you buy one of these, they come with a battery and also the charger and the cable, but it does not come with the memory card, and so you have to buy a memory card for it. And just in the listing for this, it doesn't say how big of a card it will support, but down in the question and answer section, somebody asked if it would support 128 gig, and the answer was yes. And so all of these cameras take a card, just a regular SD card, which is that size right there. But you can, like right now, what's in this, the card that my friend sent me, it was actually one of those micro SD cards that was already in one of these adapters. And the one that's in there is 32 gig as well. This 128, that little tiny thing, that's the one that came, it didn't come with it. I bought it for my rear view backup mirror in my rig. And so that's the little card that I bought. So that's a big one right there. And it just fits right into that slot. When I have my hands free, I'll show you, but 32 gig is actually big enough. So I can either use this big one that's meant to go into the camera, or I can use the adapter with a little tiny micro one. And so actually, this is my second battery. There's one in there, and my friends had a second one. And so it is nice to have a backup. Many times I've been filming on this and the battery has died, and I've had to come and get the second one. And so it's good to have a second battery and to always have it charged up. This is one of those chargers that folds out just like that, and you plug it into your wall. And so I always keep one charged up while I have one there in the camera. And I think that was it on that camera. And so I'm going to turn off this recording and start recording back on here again because it has a better sound. And then I will go over the computer that I use and everything. So hold on. Alright, well, it looks like my video is already going to be like 12 to 13 minutes long, and so I think I'm just going to stop right now, and this will be the first video in the series, and just going over my camera and the phone and everything, because I don't want each video to be too awfully long, because then maybe people wouldn't want to watch them. So I am going to go ahead and sign off right now for this one, and then I will go ahead and make a separate video going over my laptop and my hard drives and stuff. Okay? So I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.